Hello, this is Level With Me. This is my show where I play through games and talk about what I think the level design is doing. And we are currently in the middle of the Long Dark story mode. The Long Dark is like a survival game when it's really cold and then has a nice painterly kind of art style. So that's what we're doing. Let's load back to see where I was. I guess I was over here. We're currently in the middle of episode 2. There's currently 3 story mode episodes. Episode 2 is like super long though. It's like double or triple the length of episode 1. So what I'm probably going to do is this is probably going to be the last week where I show episode 2, and then I'll probably play through episode 2 a little bit faster on my own time, and then maybe by the end of this year we'll get through episode 3. So I'll try to skip ahead on my own time. I'll play a game for fun, not just to stream it. Episode 2, every episode seems to have some kind of central NPC who functions as like the quest giver in like a safe house. So right now we are in a map called Mystery Lake, and our main safe house is right here at the Trapper's Homestead. Last week we walked over here, followed the train tracks, and ended up at this dam and got some supplies, then followed the train tracks back and gave the supplies to this dude, and now he's okay or something. On the way, we, let's see, what did we do? I planned poorly and ran out of daylight, and I had to, like, cuddle and sleep, and I almost got frostbite. It was a real fun time for everyone involved. And now, our next mission is we have to walk outside, follow the train tunnel, and transition into another map, follow the train tracks in that map, keep following them, and then eventually we'll find some kind of hunting lodge, and then we will find some kind of spear, and that this is like a magic bear spear that we will use to fight the magic bear or something. I don't really know what's going on. But anyway, let's get to it. We have a lot to cover today, so here's all my supplies. This is a survival sim game, so there's a huge inventory where you keep track of all your food and clothes and stuff like that. Here you can see I'm doing just fine, it looks like. I have a lot of matches, a lot of drinks. I'm like pretty well stocked. I could probably just head outside right now, probably. I might want to drop some stuff, because I might not really need it. For example, I might drop the, I don't know, I might drop this hatchet. No, I should probably keep the hatchet. I think I'm going to drop the pry bar. The pry bar is mostly for if you're in a map with a lot of cars, you can use the pry bar, also known as the crowbar. I guess they're called pry bars up in Canada. And then you can pry open metal lockers and other metal things. Let's see. Might want to drop some of these flares. We don't really need this many flares. We also don't really need this much soda, actually. Let me check my calorie count. Looks like my calorie count is still pretty high. I might want to drink some of this water, so I have to carry a little bit less. I'm carrying 2 lanterns for some reason. That's pretty unnecessary, actually. It might be better to drop one of these lanterns. I probably don't really need it. I have some fresh cooked rabbit and venison. I can eat that on my way over. And I think, yeah, I'm pretty good to go, I think. But yes, we did run out of firewood last time, so this time let's take a little bit of firewood with us. Oh, that's not real firewood, that's just fake firewood. I guess we can't take that with us. Can I take any of this with us? No, I can't take any of that either. I guess we'll just have to I guess that's his firewood. would be rude to take his firewood, so we'll just have to go ahead and find our own firewood out there. Oh wait, here's some sticks that I left before. I might as well just bring some of these sticks with me. Okay, I think we're ready to go, so let's head out. Oh, and then there's a map. There's another map in case it wasn't clear where we're supposed to go. Okay. So again, I'm playing on the easy mode, and I'm also playing in story mode, where they go kind of easy on you. Oh look, some deer. I could take out my gun and hunt them, but I have plenty of food. I don't really need to do that. I played this game, the survival mode game, for a while on like medium difficulty, so I'm pretty experienced with this game. And I kind of know most of the maps, although it's been a while since I've played, so I don't really remember everything. Did I bring a sleeping bag with me? I don't see my sleeping bag. Uh-oh. I don't think I brought my sleeping bag with me. I think I left it back. Okay, I should probably go grab a sleeping bag. Hold on. Thought I was prepped, but apparently I was neglectful. The sleeping bag's important because it lets you kind of set up camp anywhere, and I don't think there are any spare sleeping bags. Uh-oh. I guess I'm screwed. I guess I'll just have to improvise when I'm out there. The sleeping bag's kind of important because it'll keep you warm if you need to find shelter somewhere. And it'll be a little bit of ways before we actually get over to that. I wonder if I can take this as a shortcut. Just have to be a little sneaky. Oh. Is medium grunting good? I think a medium grunt is okay. Okay, so we have to head east. Down here. This game makes a few concessions to gameplay. One of these is it shows you your actual current location here. But I believe maybe on a higher difficulty, it doesn't show your location, and then you kind of have to guess where you are based on local landmarks and memorization. So, currently there's a lot of people playing this game called Death Stranding, and in Death Stranding is kind of this very legit feeling walking simulator, where you have to simulate all these like walking physics, and be careful about walking too steeply on slopes, and you might trip on rocks. It's like a very legit kind of like hiking simulator. But The Long Dark also had these kind of similar mechanics where it's asking you to think about terrain, it's asking you to think carefully about where you're going and to plan your journeys out so that you maintain enough supplies and stuff. So a lot of the survival gameplay that people like in Death Stranding has also just been done in other... Ooh. I just sprained my wrist while walking on this slope? Okay. So a lot of people will credit Death Stranding for this, but as is usually the case with a lot of games, indies did it first. Or even other games, like Stalker, for example, pioneered a lot of survival elements before even The Long Dark. I think I'm still doing okay, even though I sprained everything. Let's see how I'm doing. Or I can just use this bandage. Hold on, let me just bandage my wrist. And then it'll be okay. I guess that's how it works in real life. Or I'll take some pills. Some delicious, delicious pills. There we go. Okay, here we are at this collapsed logging train kind of thing. So there's a little bit of storytelling going on here. And then if we keep going, we can go through this little tunnel right here. I think I can go this way. Oh, here's some wood. Takes this wood with us. We might need it. Okay, now we're in a new map called Forlorn Muskeg. And Forlorn Muskeg is one of the more difficult maps to play in because it's a huge ice flow with not much shelter or stuff going on. If you play this game in survival mode, you'll probably want to hang out up here more near this waterfall here because that's where there's a nice cave with a lot of supplies nearby. Or I believe down here is Homestead where you can hang out in too, but that's kind of disconnected from a lot of places. If you hang out up here, you can actually level transition to other maps, but if you're down here, you're kind of just fucking isolated from everyone else. Notice that the map is fully filled out. I believe maybe that's because I'm playing on easy or on story mode. If you're playing on survival mode, the map isn't filled out, and then I think it's much scarier that way. And much more exciting. I talked about last week how I feel like this game is best when you play to lose, where you kind of just don't play too carefully, do things that are impulsive, get yourself into sticky situations. Don't plan things out, because when you play really optimally, you don't really get many close calls because you're playing optimally. You're not gonna get into shit. But this game is most fun when you get into shit. Much like other kind of immersive simmy games, like I argue Thief. When I was playing through Thief a year or two ago, Thief is really fun when you don't constantly quick save and quick load. When you just kind of roll with the punches. If you get caught, then you get caught, and just try to deal with it. Same thing here. If you realize you forgot your sleeping bag, don't worry too much about it. You know, the land will provide. Just keep going and figure it out. That's part of the fun. So we are following here. These train tracks will lead us to the next map, which will be some kind of like industrial space with a hunting lodge nearby. I'm gonna go ahead and run just because this map's pretty big. When you're playing in survival mode, or a harder difficulty mode, what the game will often do is spawn wolves or even a bear along this main critical path along these train tracks. Because it wants to trick you... Oh, some scrap metal. It wants to trick you, kind of, into going off the tracks and onto the ice, so then you fall through the ice and die and stuff. So that's where the fun challenge comes from. Oh, look at all this. Ooh, and another sleeping bag. See, the game provides.
This'll come in handy.
These jeans look pretty bad, right? I'm not gonna... I mean, the torn look is actually getting into fashion more and more lately, but... yeah, that's all just pretty gross. I don't think I need any of that shit. But all that stuff seems pretty good. But why do I have a sprain risk? What? Oh, because I'm encumbered. I need to drop some of this stuff. Okay, well, maybe I can drop some of this wood. I don't really need this wood right now. And I can probably eat... Oh, do I have a can opener? I think usually you need a can opener to open up cans food. Oh, and you can heat it up, and it's much nicer, but I forgot to do that. I'm pretty much full up on all my needs. I'm just getting tired, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep, even though it's gonna get dark, but it's better that way. It seems warm enough in this train car where I can just set up my sleep bed and sleep for a little while. Just take a short little nap. Daylight is going a little bit, but I think maybe I can sleep for 1 more hour, maybe. Okay, it's getting a little bit dark and foggy, but I think I'm awake enough now, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving. That train marks about the halfway point a little bit, but you have to keep going. Our destination is right here, on the other side. Oh, look at that wolf. Oh, uh-oh. Is that wolf gonna attack me? Uh-oh. Okay, buddy, you can have that. Oh, jeez. Poor little wolfie. So in this game, there's ice. You need to watch out for the ice, because I think sometimes the ice is weak. And when the ice is weak, you see that red flashing icon, so then you should not keep walking, so then you should go back more towards the land. But let me just show you what happens when the ice breaks.
Damn, I'm freezing.
The game conveniently spawns a little hole right there, but really it doesn't actually like model the actual process of falling through ice. It kind of just teleports you back to a safe place. And now I'm freezing, and all my clothes are wet because I fell through the ice. All my bottoms are wet. No one likes a soggy bottom, okay? So I think my goal is to just keep pushing forward and hopefully I won't get hypothermia. I could build a fire and warm up, but I think I want to do that inside shelter. Because if I build a fire and I sit there for a few hours, I'm gonna get cold and then it'll get dark anyway. If you build a fire to warm up, you have to stay there for at least a few hours to warm up and dry everything. So you don't want to just build that in the middle of nowhere, unless it's like a real emergency. But remember, this game is most fun when you just play sloppily, do dumb things like walk over fragile ice. You know, stuff like that. I like how as we approach the train tunnel, the level designers have put a bunch more set dressing and stuff. People joke that in Doom, or in older games like Doom, where you have to explore the level and sometimes you're not sure where to go, you just have to find the monsters. And as long as you keep encountering enemies you know that that's the correct direction where you should be going. In modern contemporary games, that's not really the case, because we don't really do enemy placement like that anymore. These days, if you want to know where to go, you don't follow the enemies, you follow the detail, you follow the set dressing. If you're in this big open area where it's very bland and not much going on, you shouldn't stay there. You shouldn't hang out there. But when you see like all these fucking rocks and all this grass everywhere and all this dense accumulation here, that's the game trying to nudge you and say, hey, hang out here. Look at all this detail I made for you. Look at all this beautiful composition. In a way, environment art has replaced gameplay in a lot of these games, which I don't mind. I prefer to look at things as my main gameplay. That's always nice. Look at all this grass. Very dense grass. So right here I have to follow. So now we're in a new map called Broken Railroad. Broken Railroad's like a medium difficulty map because there's this hunting lodge right here, which is a really nice base for the survival mode gameplay. And then there's this industrial maintenance yard here. Both of these are like decent bases to hang out in with a lot of supplies and safety and nearby things to go to. The most dangerous part of this map, which you'll see, is probably around here, where you'll see there's a big landslide avalanche thing right here. So to get around that, I'm gonna have to like go detour around here, and I might get lost, especially if it gets too dark. The audio is really weird, right? Is anyone else hearing that? Oh right, that's a waterfall over here. That's what we're hearing. But most players won't necessarily walk down into that clearing. They will see this map and see, okay, I should just follow these train tracks to where I need to go. But if you try to follow these train tracks, you'll see that you cannot continue. So then I think what most players will do is try to go around by walking up here, but then this isn't really going to help you. This is pretty tricky. You can't really jump this gap or climb up there. And then this is the game trying to trick you into looking over this vista. And then when you do this vista, you can see that you can descend down and then maybe descend back up and go up the other side. Level design-wise, I'm a little surprised that they don't foreground the route back up over there in the distance. It's actually blocked by a bunch of rocks and trees. So I'm surprised that path isn't much clearer. So then I think most players will try to walk over here and find a route up, but it's a it's like a huge sheer cliff face. You can't climb up there. So then you have to do that fun video gamey thing where you have to trace the route backwards from where you want to go. So I want to go up there to where those trees are, but to do that I have to descend all the way here, walk across that tree, and then to get to that tree, I walk over here. now this is leading me up around the landslide that messed up those train tracks. I'm getting pretty tired and I'm carrying way too much stuff. My hypothermia is going up and up because I'm way too cold and all my pants and stuff are wet and freezing. Oh dear, I hope I find shelter soon. Otherwise, I'm gonna freeze to death. Yeah, I've been sprinting too much, so now I'm super winded and I can't go anywhere. There you can see the landslide is actually has this one-way shortcut where we can walk up that and drop down the other side, but we can't walk up from where we came from. So that'll be a shortcut on our way back. But for now we just have to keep going and try to make it to this maintenance yard before I freeze to death or die. In the chat, Trundlesbot asks, does the Long Dark do anything interesting with color? Gameplay-wise, it's like a little bit. You can see the color palette here is very muted, and the color palette is also getting kind of dark brownish because it's like a very foggy, overcast weather going right now, and also it's getting dark because the sun is going down. So colors get more vivid in bright sunlight, but the colors are pretty well controlled. If you watch the Firewatch. Sorry. If you go to the Firewatch. Oh, look at this deer is trapped. Should I just shoot it for fun? I think I should just shoot this deer for fun. Oh my god, it's escaping! It's escaping! I can't... Ah, I missed it. Oh well. What was I saying? Oh right. If you go to the Firewatch talk, GDC, they talk about how they very closely manage their color palettes and do some really cool work with that. Oh, is this like a little shelter I can go inside? No, it's not. Oh wait, looks like this is... Okay, I have to enter here. Oh, it's a little red bandana. Or a scarf? That's nice. Oh, it's the magic bear.
Oh shit.
Ooh, look at the painting on that bear. That's some good texturing. Oh, that's not good.
It's getting dark out here. Look.
Oh.
The lights.
What? It wasn't that dark before. I guess they do that cutscene to force you to snap to darkness so that they can show you this cool Aurora effect. In the chat, Appa Yip Yip asks, oh my god, all my clothes are just frozen through. Good thing there's a fire up there. Appa Yip Yip asks, how do I know what the time of day is? If you go into your menu screen, look in the upper right, and there's this indicator right here. Kind of like the Warcraft 3 time of day indicator right here, where the moon goes clockwise. You can see we're past midnight. So the dawn will be happening soon. Let's run over here and warm up by the fire. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, should I just shoot him? I wonder what happens if I shoot him. Nothing. Nothing happens if you shoot him. Awesome. Well, because he's magic, actually. Do I even have to talk to him, though? I don't think I actually have to talk to him. If I wanted to warm up more, I could probably just set up my sleeping bag. I mean, might as well if he's gonna hang out here, right? Gonna nap a little bit, warm up. This is another difficulty pacing curve thing that this game does in story mode, where this character, Methuselah, we've seen him, he like teleports around along your critical path to offer mystical words of wisdom, as well as a campfire. And it's a free, infinite campfire, which is really, really valuable in this game. So you saw how I was suffering from hypothermia, and all my clothes were freezing wet and they were gonna kill me, but now the game just threw me a lifeline. So even if I was just totally fucking up and not knowing what to do, this campfire would bring me back up to peak condition. I think I'm warm enough now. Let's keep going down here. So during Aurora events, this game also features dynamic weather stuff, and when there's an Aurora event in a map, all the electric infrastructure suddenly turns on, which is super fun. Also, wild animals get more aggressive, but I'm playing on easy, so I guess they're not very aggressive for some reason. While the lights turn on, and it takes on almost this creepy horror kind of vibe, this whole game. Any supplies in here? Nah, not really. And all the cars turn on too. Pretty creepy. Is there a wolf growling at me? Does anyone hear something? But again, this area is actually pretty safe, because even if there is a wolf chasing you, you can just run into a car and then you're completely safe from that wolf, and then you can watch the wolf leave. The electric stuff, also the Aurora effect and electric stuff, also helps them signpost what to do. So right here, it's not clear where the entrance is. You could use this entrance, but here they actually do a hard gate and lock it. They clearly want you to use this entrance because it's an open door, and they also light it with this stoplight. It's also not even really flickering. So it's a very strong kind of light. Oh. Did they hear me just now? Now it's flickering. Ooh. So this is clearly the entrance I'm supposed to use. There's a bunch of fun storytelling.
What have we here?
And readables. I don't really need any of that though. Computers also turn on during the Aurora events, which is fun. And then here's a nice little bed for you to sleep in. Except because this is outdoors, it doesn't count as indoors. You probably shouldn't sleep in this bed because it's going to be way too cold. It's probably better actually to go inside.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Maybe I'll wear that. Or you can feed some fire into this stove, and then you can warm up stuff. And then, yeah, when you stay near the fire, you get to warm up your clothes. Here you can see my clothes are wet, and they're soon to become freezing again. Because I didn't stay by the
Wonder if I can
fire
drop any of this gear.
for long enough. I'm gonna wait until daylight, just because it's not particularly interesting to walk through the landscape when it's so dark. When there's Aurora events, there's also all these sparking wires, I believe, that makes that area dangerous to walk through. So then you probably should not walk through that area. But we can just use an old-fashioned lantern so we can see where we're going. We don't have the key to leave the shed, but we can descend down here. If we want to warm up, it's warmer inside. We're sheltered from the elements, and also there's a fire barrel. You can also search for supplies here.
This stuff will come in handy.
Oh, was it say on the wall? I don't remember what wall you were asking about, sorry. You can dig around for oh my god! Here's a dead guy. Oh, and he left a note. It's time to rise up. Blah blah blah. Cell service inside this two spy use sneaker net. Remember, they're watching. Oh! So there's like environmentalist terrorists who like murder other people? Is that what's going on? Better watch out. Is there any bed around here? No, just a toilet and some supplies. Maybe there's a bed in here? Oh yeah, there's a bed in here. We don't even have to use the sleeping bag. And we don't even have to build a fire either. Oops, I left my lantern on, and I ran out of lantern oil. Oh well. There's a question in the chat about how do you dry clothes? Yeah, I believe Tinkelp's correct. The correct way is that for you to swap out clothes so that you're not wearing frozen clothes in this video game and in real life. Or I believe maybe you could take off the clothes. What if we just didn't wear pants? You know, I'm kind of into that.
Kind of heavy.
But I think the game wouldn't approve of that. But if you don't have extra pairs of pants, the other thing is to just set up a fire and warm up near that fire. So, I mean, we could do that. But in the interest of time, I think I'm gonna continue. Oh. We can't continue until we find the key. I don't know where the shed key is, though, so I'm gonna just go back to the other room. And now that it's daylight, the Aurora effect is over, too. So these wires aren't sparking anymore. And now we can see everything. Oh, look! There's some kind of environmental storytelling here. They hate the light. Huh, I wonder what that means. Oh well, I guess we'll just never know. Some tasty peaches, though. Oh, I should eat some of this, so I have to carry less. Let's eat this delicious peanut butter. Let's eat these cold peaches. Anything else we can drop? I should probably eat all this rabbit meat that's just... Rabbit meat is actually pretty heavy. I have to drink a lot, so I should drink some water so that I'm carrying less. And then, I think I'm good on everything else. Yeah, all my needs are being met right here. I only smell a little bit because I'm carrying like venison with me, so the wolves might smell it and come after me, but oh well. Let's just head out and keep going. So this game does a lot of nice storytelling with the tree density. You can see the super dense trees are kind of discouraging you from heading out in that direction. And it's kind of guiding you along this path into that clearing out there. Oh look, there's some deer. But then you can see there's also a bunch of logging from when this area used to be logging. In the chat, Ubersproda asks, is the game on low graphics settings, or do you have dev commands making it full bright? The game just looks like this because it's meant to be a painterly, cartoony, flat kind of aesthetic, so it doesn't emphasize a lot of lighting and shading as you might see in a lot of games. If you look at my graphics settings, I believe I'm actually on fairly high quality right here, so... This is how it's supposed to look. Sorry. I think it looks nice, though. I don't mind it. But yeah, you can see it's meant to be a World of Warcraft, Team Fortress 2, Overwatch, Firewatch kind of aesthetic. Where it looks like a nice little illustration or something. Okay, so we are walking across this bridge, and then we have to come up here to this hunting lodge. So far we've been covering a lot of terrain though. We've walked basically across 2 maps just for this one quest. For a lot of players, this is if you've never played Long Dark before and you were at this moment, you'd probably be really surprised by how much the game has escalated the challenge. Where it made you walk across that really long ice flow train map, and now it's making you walk all the way from here, all the way following up here, all the way to that hunting lodge. Up until now, the game has not made you go this far before. Now here we are at the lodge. The lodge is a nice little place to retire in the game because there's a little pond. The pond always spawns a bunch of rocks and sticks and twigs and things. I believe there's also a cave nearby that might spawn supplies. There's also always a bunch of rabbits in this clearing. So the rabbits can be your main food source, and you can get a bunch of rabbit pelts too.
Wow. This must have been really nice once upon a time.
And in survival mode, the hunting lodge is pretty nice because there's usually a gun or some kind of supply cache here too. Before we head in, let's take a look at this view. It's real pretty. You get to see where we just came from. Right, we walked all the way down there and went all the way around and then up this mountain.
Now, to find that spear.
Oh, it's pretty dark. Bunch of talking billy basses here. Where's the spear? I've never played story mode before, so I don't know where the... No, that's a spoon. That's not a spear. It's a magical bear spoon. A lot of supplies, if we need it. We can just leave that there. We'll just come back for it later. There's also a bunch of wood you can chop up if you're desperate for wood. Maybe the spear's upstairs. Let's walk upstairs. What? What's that sound? Is that a phone? It sounds like a telephone. Where's that phone noise coming from? Is it downstairs? Yeah, first of all, what is a telephone? But also, who's calling us? That's kind of creepy and unsettling. Oh, wait, here's the spear. The spear was down here all along, right above the fireplace. Oops.
Damn. Looks like one little detail
Was the
got missed in
phone
the trapper's
sound
legend
to
of the
trick
old
me
bear.
into coming back downstairs to see that
The
spear?
didn't survive the fight.
You still don't know where the
Something I can use to fix it in
phone
that old
sound was
machine
coming
shed.
from. Does anyone see a telephone here? Oh, here's the phone.
Too much stuff to carry.
Wait, yeah, now the phone isn't ringing anymore. I guess, yeah, the phone was, I guess, a trick to make me come back downstairs, maybe. Huh. Okay, so now in our mission, we have to repair the broken bear spear at the forge. And I think the forge might be in the basement? If I was a forge, that's where I would be. Ooh, the flashlight. Flashlight and lantern oil, that's always nice. There's a note. Maybe this note will tell me where the forge is? Oh. Forest Talker. Oh. So this is like a camp. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay, does anyone see anything that looks like... Ooh, gauntlets!
Use this.
Anyone see anything that looks like a forge here? No, that's not a forge. That's not a forge. Maybe the forge is not in the basement. Huh. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I'm being... Right, it's mentioned the machine yard. So we have to go back to the maintenance yard. Oh, back here. And it's actually showing me where to go. Okay, let's go ahead and repair this spear, and then I probably have to head out at that point and go teach, so sorry. We should probably spend the night and rest a little bit, though. And also drop some of these supplies that we don't need. The flashlight is really heavy. What kind of flashlight is 2 pounds? Jesus. But if I have a flashlight, that means I don't really need a lantern, right? I'm gonna drop that lantern. Should I replace... I have a lot of different gloves, but I think these gloves are the best. I'm gonna drop all my other gloves that I don't need anymore. Where are my other gloves? If we were being thorough, we would harvest all those gloves and do something more with them. But we're not being thorough. Who cares? I don't think we need this much tinder either. So I'm just gonna drop that. Ooh, can I wear this? Oh no, I guess I can't wear a scarf. Anything else I can drop? I just have so much shit. How am I carrying so much stuff? Oh, coal is actually pretty heavy. And all these sticks are pretty heavy too. Okay, I'm gonna drop half of these sticks. A gun is really heavy too. Maybe I shouldn't have brought my gun with me. That jacket is pretty heavy. And I should, again, probably eat all this heavy rabbit meat. I'm pretty good. But I'm still way over encumbered. Oh well. Oh well, let's just keep going. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we have to run back down. Oh, there's the Canadian flag. Salute. Oh yeah, someone in the chat said, oh, if the phone was ringing, maybe we should trace where the telephone wires were. But I guess these were buried cables, because it was, I don't see any telephone wire cable coming out. Oh well. Oh, what's that sound? Oh, there's a wolf. Oh my god, that wolf just killed a rabbit! You monster! Oh my god. But that's also like a convenient way of hunting in this game. If you can't kill a rabbit yourself, you can always... Oh my god! Nature is really cruel. You can just make a wolf, kill rabbits for you, and then chase the wolf away and take their prey. Okay, it's getting dark, so we need to run back to the maintenance yard. Heard a wolf. Oh, in the chat, Tim Kelp mentions that there are some very heavy mag lights where you put a bunch of batteries in them, and then they're over like 3 pounds at that point. So maybe a 2-pound flashlight isn't that unheard of. Oh, it doesn't even have any batteries though. Why am I carrying this dead flashlight? Fuck. Oh well. Again, good tree density. I approve. Let's take a shortcut. don't actually know if this is a shortcut. What else is going on? Note there's a big landmark right here. That big peak kind of marks where the waterfall, ravine, gorge area kind of was. So that's like a central landmark. It functions like a Matterhorn, like a mini Matterhorn for us to navigate around. What's interesting to me is that they put this big pipeline right here as like an obstacle, I guess. I wonder why you put that big pipe there, though. Not super obvious to me. That door over there was locked, so that's why I have to go around and enter from here. We never found the key, unfortunately. Maybe the key is in here? No, just some scrap metal. Oh, and a hacksaw? That's nice. What, a fire log? That's cool too. Okay, let's try to find this forge and fire it up. So obviously we're still in tutorial mode. So this activity is meant to teach us how to use the forge. Or using the forge is usually a mid to late game thing in the survival mode. Just because to use the forge, you usually need a bunch of wood and coal, and then you also need scrap metal. And you only need the forge when you've run out of pre-made metal things. So you need to like forge your own metal, like fishing hooks or something. But if you are still in the early game, during the survival mode, you can still find fish hooks and stuff everywhere. You don't really need to worry too much about that. Okay, so let's fire up the forge. Fortunately, there's a bunch of coal. Fortunately. Let's start the fire. You can't just light coals on fire, I guess much like in real life. So it's better to start the furnace with some wood, and then once you get it going, that's when you add the coals, then the coals will catch.
That should do it.
Okay, looks like it's catching, but we need to get it up to 270 Fahrenheit. Oh.
Let's do this.
Wait, what? And then the game just cut to... what? That's really weird. Okay. Oh, so it turns out you don't even need the forge to make hooks. I think you need the forge to make other metal implements. Like, oh, spearheads. Let's see, how do we do this? Oh, we need a heavy hammer, and we need 2 scrap metals. Okay, so let's look for a hammer. Anyone see a nice big hammer? Maybe I shouldn't have dropped my lantern, because now I can't even see where I'm going. Oh, there's a hammer. No, those are crackers. That's not a hammer. There might be some scrap metal over here. Metal shelf. Is this scrap metal? I didn't bring my pry bar.
Could end up being useful.
Ooh. where's the scrap metal at? You'd think there would just be scrap metal sitting on the floor here. We might need to get the hacksaw and create our own scrap metal here. I don't see any. Trundlespot asks, if I got rid of the lantern, I could get rid of the lantern lamp oil, right? Yeah, I could, but I think the lamp oil is pretty light and it's pretty rare, so I'll just hold on to it even though I got rid of the lantern, because I might find another lantern somewhere. Shit, where's all the scrap metal at?
This stuff will come in handy.
That's a flare. That's not scrap metal. Maybe the real scrap metal was all the friends we made along the way. Is there scrap metal in this box? Yeah, if we don't find any scrap metal, we're probably gonna have to go pick up that hacksaw in the other room and make our own scrap metal. I think that's what we're gonna do.
I could use this.
It seems like they didn't put any scrap metal here on purpose to force you to use the hacksaw, I guess. Okay, let's go hack some things to death. Or to metal. Okay, let's see. So, I guess they made that furnace into a weird infinite fake furnace because for exactly this situation where you might not have any scrap metal, but then maybe that was like your last tinder or something. Ooh, look at how much scrap metal this one gives me. Okay. Now I have plenty of scrap metal. Let's make that spearhead.
Guess I can add blacksmith to my growing list of skills.
Ugh. Please. And now we have a bear spear. That's how you make a bear spear.
Put this spear to the test.
We're learning so much. Oh, and now if we ever run out of hatchets or knives, all we have to do is get a bunch of scrap metal, and then we can make another knife or a hatchet. Wait, so now what am I supposed to do? Oh, I have to get all the way back to Jeremiah? Okay, I don't think I'm gonna do that on this stream. I'm just gonna go ahead and save this. And unfortunately, I have to head out and go teach. So, to review what we did, we came from Mystery Lake, from this cabin, walked down here, went through this railroad tunnel. From this railroad tunnel, we had to walk all the way along this track west into this other tunnel. And now we kept going west, had to go around the landslide, go into that ravine, come back out the ravine, go through that maintenance yard, go up to the hunting lodge, get the spear, then come back, and now we're in the maintenance yard right now. And now our new objective is to backtrack all the way to where we were. It's a little bit tedious, honestly, but maybe they got feedback that their story mode episodes weren't being long enough, so they had to, like, extend it a little bit. But also in the survival mode, this is like good training, because you will backtrack a lot in the survival mode too as you go between locations. But anyway, that's it for today. Next week, I'm probably not going to stream because it's a holiday, so I won't be at the office, sorry. But the week after that, we'll all probably play through episode I'll play through the rest of episode 2 because I think you've seen pretty much all the new maps and content that are in episode 2. It's a lot more backtracking, a lot more fetch quests, I think. And then maybe at the start of December, we will start the new episode 3 so that you can see what that looks like. And then we'll try to stream through that for as long as we can get before I go on holiday again for a winter vacation. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. And yes, have a good Thanksgiving if that's what you want to celebrate. But also, if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, that's okay too. It doesn't really matter. Who cares? Have a good rest of your day and week, and see you probably in December. Peace out. Bye.